Welcome to this short introductory video for Programming Assessment in Language, Literacy and Numeracy, the unit that you'll be covering this semester. My name is Mari Quinn and I am your lecturer for this semester, and so this video is just really to give you an outline of what we'll be doing and some things to be ready for in your first lecture or first workshop next week. So I'm going to start with just a short introduction about myself so that you will feel some confidence in knowing that I do know something about this subject. So, as I said, my name is Mari Quinn. I've been a teacher for a long time and also a university lecturer, and I've worked in Sydney, Perth, Canberra, Melbourne, as well as Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, Japan and also the UK, in these settings as an EALD teacher, as well as English as the medium of instruction, as well as teaching English as a subject. More lately, I've been an education advisor to governments in Timor-Leste and Solomon Islands, and also to PNG. So some of the work that I've been doing is working with local groups, local teachers, local educationalists to, for example, rewrite the whole curriculum for primary school in Timor-Leste. And here I'm working with my local counterparts, not in English at this point, but our project worked in 3 languages, one of which was English. I'm not speaking English in this picture. Here I am speaking English in a refugee camp in Timor during civil unrest, being put into another language, and here working in English in PNG with teacher educators to rework a part of the curriculum. So my background is in both EFL as well as EALD. I'm now full-time at UTS, however I still run a lot of workshops for visiting academics and also work still in schools, in high schools. So some of the work that I would be doing with high school teachers is teaching them about language, as I'm doing here, as well as how to support students to learn better through literacy in their subject areas. And now to this subject. So this subject is introducing you to the knowledge and skills for designing, evaluating and critiquing programs of learning for English language, literacy and numeracy. That's a lot of stuff to go into one unit. So what we'll be looking for is, rather than looking for the detail for each program, is looking at what this means as an idea for you to be able to insert your own context. So this is an elective unit in the diploma for TESOL and maybe the Masters if you're going on to do that further study. It builds on units you've previously undertaken in TESOL and applied linguistics. Now, I recognise that you're coming from varied backgrounds in your study program, so this subject is not dependent on having done any particular units. However, what I will be asking you to do is to really apply what you've already learned as well as your current work. So bringing in any unit you've already done in TESOL, plus bringing in any work that you are already doing or intend to do in the future, and really making sure that you are getting the best out of the subject by saying, how does this assessment and programming apply to my subject? And you'll not be asked to do anything that's outside. Well, you might sometimes look at examples, but your assignments, for example, will be very much embedded in what you are studying or what you are working in at the moment or intend to work in. So our students are actually drawn from a range of settings for this subject. We have both Australian and international students. We have people from the formal school sector, as in primary and high school teachers. We have students from the adult education sector. We have people preparing students to study in Australia or other types of English for specific purposes programs. We have some people who may be working in community languages and developing those sorts of programs, those important programs that may be outside of school time or maybe even in school. And of course we have foreign language teaching students, people who are teaching English as a foreign subject now, or perhaps it's something you want to do in the future. Whatever the case, bring your own context to this subject and make sure that you are really applying it to your own situation so you can get the best value out of the subject. So a few comments and a few practical pieces of information. Firstly, this is taught in 2 modes, the weekly face-to-face, or some people may be doing this online, and you may be mixing up a little bit as well. if you're coming to classes, and we really encourage you to make use of that face-to-face opportunity if you can. The weekly classes are on Thursdays 7 till 9 to 9 p.m. You will be notified the classroom. I'm just waiting to see if we can move it closer to where we are, but that will be on your timetable anyway, or you'll get a notification from me. If you are studying this subject online, the materials will be posted after the workshop for that workshop. For everybody, of course, there are weekly readings which are already in the folders. For all modes, the assessments are due at the same time for all students, because you'll be just working along at the same pace, and I'd really encourage you to try and work at it. Keep plugging along. Don't wait to the end and then do it all at one go. The subject outline provides both the content and the timing for the weekly workshops. And if you're working from home or online, just try to keep up your deadlines if you can, so that it makes more sense. For week 1, there's no particular preparation. Please just come along. Having watched this, I would say the only preparation I would like you to do is make sure you have looked at the subject outline and have an idea of what's expected, and what the subject entails in a general sense. From weeks 2 to 12, there will be, each week I'll put a little introductory video for that week. And that will just give you an introduction to the content we'll be covering that week, some introduction to the readings, and maybe even a guide to what to look for in the readings. Then do the readings, so that we get that nice flow of introduction, do the readings, and then come along or participate in the workshop content. And this way you'll probably get the best out of the subject. And the introductory video won't be very long, I can assure you, but it will be important just to get the background to the subject. There's no required text. The readings will be linked each week, and they'll be in a folder. Because I like to over-provide, you'll also find additional readings in the folder. Not every week, but some weeks. So look at your subject outline, find out what the expectations are for that week in terms of reading, and then if you'd like to go further, or of course if you think that would be very useful for your assignments, you know where it is to come back to it. Keep in mind that all the readings are also linked in a reading folder, so you'll find each reading in 2 places, one for the week that we'll be dealing with it, and also in a general reading folder. So I'm hoping that helps in both your week-to-week endeavours as well as your assignment endeavours as well. And so just leaves me the chance to say welcome to the subject, and I look forward to meeting you all this week, or meeting you online in the following week. Thank you.